Leave the flag.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Start at 7:30. Start at 7:30.
City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, April 14th, 2014. Let the roll show that all members are present with the exception of Councilwoman Makowski.
She's excused.
So noted. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6A, clerk's report, 6B, treasurer's report, 7, public comment, 8, unfinished business, 9, new business, 10, communication, 11 is warrant 14-07, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of agenda as presented. Roll call. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mrs. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, agenda approved.
Number 2, for approval are the minutes from the regular council meeting held on April 7th, 2014.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Choate, for the approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held April 7th, 2014. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Abstain.
Ms. Roscoe?
Abstain.
Mr. Kraut?
No. Yes.
Chair votes yes, minutes are approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda tonight. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Clerk, under my report, we had a study session earlier on the city budget, 2014-15 city budget. And I would like to just read a few things for waste collection, hazardous household waste collections for May 3rd. And just to give you an update, I'm not gonna go through everything, but I'll just read off some of the things that they're collecting and the place they're collecting it at. This will be May the 3rd, which is a Saturday, from 8 to 2 p.m. at the Wayne County Community College District Western Campus at 9555 Haggerty Road in Belleville. Just some of the things that they will be collecting is household paint, stains, dyes, floor wax, floor products, bathroom cleaners, stain removers, nail polish, glue, fertilizer, lawn, and a host of other things. If you want some more information on that, I'm gonna give you a number that you can call, which is area code 734-326-3936. Again, 734-326-3936. And I will be periodically updating you on those dates in the future also. I see Wayne in the audience. Did you want to come up, Wayne, or you just? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, with that, that concludes the chairman's report.
Motion to accept the chairperson's report. Support.
Motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to accept the chairperson's report. Roll call vote. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved, and thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, treasurer, clerk, and audience. Quote I brought tonight goes as this: half-truths are the most cowardly lies. And that's one to remember, because the full truth is always the most important. I have Steve Hitchcock here tonight. I've asked him, there was a resident that made mention of a lawsuit and so forth that council received an email on. And we don't like, as he's recommended, we don't like to talk about lawsuits, and it's not wise. So I asked him to prepare a statement to address both council and the public, just so they can hear what facts he can share and go from there. So with that, Steve Hitchcock.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the council. I was not present at your last meeting, but I did listen to the tape and the public comments that were made regarding the recently filed lawsuit by a former employee who, with several other employees, was laid off in 2011. I believe I should make a few comments on this case so the public will not have the wrong impression about it. I do so because at my request, the council and the mayor and the employees of the city have been asked not to publicly discuss this matter while it's pending in court. In the time period we live in today, statements that are made and recorded are often quickly taken out of context, repeated, and subsequently leave the misunderstanding, misstatements about the facts. It was for this reason that I made that request to everyone. Therefore, the citizens should not be surprised if during any council meeting where someone asks questions about a lawsuit, either this one or some other lawsuit, that they do not get an answer from the council or the mayor. It is easy to file a lawsuit, considering anyone with $350 in the federal court can complete a complaint and file it with the court. Courts do not review complaints at the time of their filing for their truthfulness or their accuracy. This particular lawsuit names as defendants the former mayor, former chief of staff, and the city. It does not include any current city elected officials or employees. According to some of our employees who have read this suit and who I've spoken to, it is filled with numerous inaccurate statements, false accusations, and assumptions. Like all other lawsuits the city receives, this has been turned over to the city's insurance company, who will defend this case. To give you some background on the filing of this complaint by the former at-will employee, she filed this lawsuit almost 3 years after she was laid off in 2011. If you recall, and I'm sure you do, in 2010-11, there were approximately 26 employees laid off, including police officers, firefighters, DPW workers, clerical workers, and at-will employees. The entire city departments were eliminated, and most neighborhood parks were closed due to the dire financial problems of the city of Romulus, and most municipalities were experiencing in that same time period. Simply put, all the layoffs were based on sound financial reasoning and not for personal political reasons as alleged in a lawsuit. As the investigation and discovery is completed in this matter, facts will become clearer. When it is appropriate in the future, the public will be updated on the status of this lawsuit. Until then, I would ask that everyone be patient in this matter, proceeds through the judicial processes of the courts. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you, Steve. Also, Mr. Chairman, I know Steve doesn't want me to say anything. I will one time, because he's here and against his advice. My parents always taught me that the safest lie is the truth, and that's what you tell. And I'm going to say just a couple brief things, because I didn't like the fact that there were a lot of city people's names mentioned in this. One of them was mine. And the context that mine was mentioned, I met with an employee while they were here, brought a lot of wild accusations to me without proof. I gave the best advice I could to that employee. I said, if I were you, I would get proof, go to HR, go to the attorney, and if you have any trouble, let me know. I never heard anything from that employee until we received this lawsuit. So that's all I'm going to say. A lot of other names may be mentioned there. I think the best advice Steve gave us is, at this point, let's let the process work out, and anybody can file a lawsuit. So thank you for that, Steve, and thank you, council. A couple other things I want to make mention. Mentioned last week that mark your calendar, May 3rd. As the chairman said, there's not only household hazardous, that's also our clean sweep day. That's also opening day for Little League, so it's going to be a busy day that Saturday, but I appreciate everybody being involved in all those. We'll get you more details on the Little League. Mark your calendar right now from 9 till noon for Clean Sweep. Still going to start at the Senior Center. We're not going to do the planting that day. That's going to be different because it's earlier. The way the calendar fell, we didn't want to plant flowers and then wind up have them get frost and cause damage to them. But please mark your calendar. You'll hear more about that. A couple other just points of information I wanted to get into. I wanted to give a shout out to Rachel Leonard. Found out she got a 4-year scholarship to U of M Dearborn. Her mother works here. Her father's a retired employee here. So they're raising a couple awesome kids, and it's good to hear that Romulus kids doing well. So I wanted to give a shout out to them. Some other good activities that are going on. This Friday is Good Friday, so we're going to have the annual Ministerial Alliance is leading our walk from Historical Park to the Romulus Wesleyan Church. There'll be a service immediately after. Please come out and support that event. Another thing that you may have noticed, I want to give a shout out. Earlier we were talking about in our budget sessions about community outreach and doing some things, and you're starting to see a fresh look around City Hall and some of the city buildings. We've put a lot of effort in with our DPW and some help of court workers and some help from one of our part-time people in community outreach, which is, I call him Chris Consider It Done. You give Chris Dunn an assignment, and boy, he is on it. He has been passionate. We're not done yet. One of the things we're trying to do is get the War Memorial cleaned up. We've got the grounds around here. There's more work to do, and I think that's important. It's important for image, for the city. He's actually trying to help and give advice with the schools as well. He helped get their ball diamond on his personal time this weekend to get the varsity field in order. So you're going to see more to come on that, but I wanted to give a shout out to Chris. He's been working really hard, and thank you to the DPW who have been cooperating and working with Chris and the court workers as well. It's been a great week, and we had some good weather, although I hear that may change tomorrow. Couple other things. I wanted to give a very important historic date coming up on April the 26th. I wanted to wish Councilman Wadsworth a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Bill. That's coming up between now and our next meeting.
For the walk you mentioned?
Yes.
Maybe we can give them the time too and where?
Sure. The walk is 11:30 at Historical Park.
Thanks.
And it's going to walk downtown. They're actually going to be doing the Carry the Cross. People have the opportunity. Not sure if they're having the theatrical stops or not. They were trying to get that together, for some kind of theater stops on some biblical themes that happened that day. I don't know if they had enough pastors to get involved in that, but then the service is immediately found around 1-ish, something like that, or quarter till, I don't know when once we get everybody to the 5 Point area.
Okay.
A couple other things I went to the open house. Actually, community outreach, we had staff members, Julie, at every school during their open house this last week for Romulus Community Schools. I was at Barth. We had Jasmine Dancy was at the high school with the National Honor Society as they inducted some new members. She was a keynote there. She's doing an awesome job. But when I went to Barth, they gave me this and asked if I would pass it on, so of course I told them I would. They have coming up on April 16th, it's called Night Under the Stars. Barth Elementary has a super science investigators who entertain the community with digital planetariums, professional grade telescopes. What they said is that if the weather permitting, they'll be outside. If it's cloudy where they can't see through the clouds, they'll be doing some events inside. It's at Barth from 6:30 to 9 p.m. on April 16th. Maybe we can get that out on cable as well for them, but that's another event coming up. I do have one on a sad note I'd like to ask council for, and that's a memorial resolution for a lady named Nina Wood. So I'd like a resolution for her family who passed this weekend.
Mr. Chairman.
Support.
The motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for a memorial resolution for Nina. Is that Woods?
And under discussion, if I could, received a knock on my door yesterday from one of their family members. Nina, who grew up in Romulus, she was actually a co-op back in 94, 95 in the mayor's office here at City Hall. I got to know her because she actually was a Romulus gal that came and worked at Bearing Service, a company she worked in purchasing in a different area as me, but a great individual. She is a single individual that left a 2.5-year-old daughter. The arrangements are going to be at Utes this Wednesday visitation, 1 to 9, and the Thursday funeral, 1 o'clock. Family said, please don't send flowers. They're trying to get, they need, if anything, they need money. They need help. They're struggling. She was a young lady with a child and a single parent, so they need help. If you're interested in helping that family, the Wood family is at 35582 Wick Road. They said any help would be appreciative. But the main thing is please keep that family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other discussion? Roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Resolution approved.
Thank you very much for that. Now for our normal order of business, 5A, we have a change order request, and that's a request to authorize a change order for bid 12/13-06, and that's for the purchase of additional equipment for the amount of $2,400.98 for upfitting of the Ford utility police vehicles by Priority 1, and those funds have been budgeted out of the state law enforcement fund balance capital outlay.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for change order of bid 12/13-06 for the police vehicle in the amount of $2,400 and some dollars.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to authorize a change order for bid 12/13-06 for purchase of additional equipment in the amount of $2,400.98 for the upfitting of a Ford utility police vehicle by Priority 1. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you for that, council. Next up is item 5B, and I have a request to award bid 13/14-15, and that's for the upfitting for the 6 Ford police vehicles to the lowest qualified bidder, ABS Solutions. The amount's $37,338, and the funds have been available in budget for an estate law enforcement capital outlay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms.
I'd
Choate?
like to make the motion that we award bid 13/14-15 for upbidding of 6 Ford police vehicles to the lowest qualified bidder, ABS Solutions, in the amount of $37,338. Support.
The motion by Mr. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to award bid 13/14-15 upfitting for 6 Ford vehicles to the lowest qualified bidder, ABS Solutions, in the amount of $37,338. Under discussion, just for the audience, could you explain what they mean by upfitting someone?
Sure. Can we come up, John, about, we use the term upfitting, but basically we're equipping.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, Council, Madam Treasurer, Madam Clerk. The upfitting of the police vehicles is, they basically get ordered basically standard. They get ordered prepped, ready for all the things like the sirens, the radios, the cages, the things that traditionally go into police vehicles, the markings on the vehicle. They don't come that way from the dealer. So the bid on the vehicle itself covers the cost of the car. The upfitting cost is the cost per vehicle to add those things in that make it a police car, basically.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
Thanks, John.
Roll call vote. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is 5C, and this is a request for the no-fee permit. We're asking to authorize a no-fee permit for the concrete pavings and elevating the gardening beds at the Romulus Senior Center. This is a project that Ben Mack is going to be taking on. We appreciate Jim Waginka, who's our building inspector, kind of helping and directing with this. And what it's going to do is allow basically so they can have these elevated beds so people that can't bend down and have access to them as well too. We do have the Boy Scouts here as well. They've done a lot of good work. 872 has had, gosh, I don't know how many Eagle Scouts, but several in the last, 4 to 5 years that I've seen. And it takes a lot of work to get to be an Eagle Scout. They have to take on a project, and this is one that Mr. Mack is willing to step up and run with, and we're very proud of him.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms.
I'll
Roscoe.
make that motion to authorize a no-fee permit for concrete paving and elevated gardening beds at the Romulus Senior Center Community Gardens for Bid Max Eagle.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to authorize a no-fee permit for the concrete paving and elevated gardening beds at the Romulus Senior Citizen Community Gardens. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next is 5D, and what I have is a request to concur with the administration and approve an appointment, and this is for Jeff Kotlerick to fill the vacant position on the Romulus City Charter Commission with a term to expire March 5th of 2016.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for the appointment to the Romulus City Charter Commission for Jeff Korlick, and it expires, Leroy?
2016. March 5th.
2016, thank you.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Choate, to concur with administration and approve the appointment of Jeff Carter to fill the vacant position on the City of Romulus Charter Commission with a term to expire on March the 5th, 2016. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is 5E, and what we have before us is a request to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into an agreement with Revise for a 2-year contract for our website services at a cost not to exceed $9,956. And that's the one we talked about prior in our study session.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion that we concur with administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into an agreement with Revise for a 2-year contract for website services at a cost not to exceed $9,956. Support.
The motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, to concur with the administration, authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into an agreement with Revise for a 2-year contract for website services at a cost not to exceed $9,956. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is 5F. What you have before us is an introduction of a budget amendment 13/14-13, and that is to reallocate the funds for that upgrade of the website.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I'd like to introduce Budget Amendment 13/14-13 to reallocate funds for the upgrade to the city's website.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to introduce Budget Amendment 13/14-13 to reallocate funds for the upgrade to the city website. Any discussion? Roll call. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Last item for action is 5G. And what you have before you is an introduction of Budget Amendment 13/14-14, and that is to record the net proceeds of the $6 million bond issue that was done by Council Resolution 14085 that was received by City Hall on April the 3rd. Those bond proceeds will cover the budgeted amount in the upcoming budget fiscal years for projects continuing, many road projects which we discussed prior in study sessions.
Mr.
So
Chair.
moved.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Ms. Roscoe, is there
Go on, Bill.
support?
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for introduction of Budget Amendment 13/14-14.
Support.
A motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Roscoe, to introduce Budget Amendment 13/14-14 to record the net proceeds of the $6 million bond issue, Council Resolution Number 14-085, received by the city on April the 3rd, 2014. The bond proceeds will cover the budget amounts in 13/14 and in 14/15, and projects continuous into 15/16 for the intended projects. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, just that those are all listed on your attached sheet, all those different projects that that bond will support.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report, and I do not have any agenda items, but I do have a request which requires approval from council. On April the 7th, at the last council meeting, council approved a study session for the proposed fee schedule, and I'm requesting to change that date from the 28th to May 5th at 5:30 PM. It would be a 1-hour study session.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to change the study session to May 5th at 5:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we would have a study session May 5th, 5:30.
Thank you, council, and I just want, just to remind the public, is that it's already been mentioned earlier about the budget, and tonight was the first, study session, for the proposed 2014-15 budget. Next week, at the next council meeting, for April the 28th at 6:30, there will be a second study session for the proposed budget. So we want to encourage everyone to come out and be part of that. And then there is a public hearing scheduled for May 5th at 6:30. So again, everyone has worked really hard on this budget. We want to commend the finance department and our mayor, his administration, and for everyone working collaboratively to put this proposed budget together for you, council, to review and to approve. And again, everyone's welcome to come out. And also, we want to remind everyone of the citywide garage sale that's coming up. Please come down to the clerk's office, and we're still accepting the applications and issuing the no-fee permits. And those dates are Thursday, May 22nd, Friday, May 23rd, Saturday, May 24th, and Sunday, May 25th. And those rain-out days, but we're going to pray we're going to have some good weather on those days. The rain-out days would be June the 12th through June the 15th. And again, the clerk's office, our office hours are from 8 to 4. And for our seniors, if you can't get out, or if, you need us to accommodate you, give us a call, and we can work something out for you. Thank you, and that will conclude my report this evening.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
6B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, and audience. I have a couple things on my agenda I'd like to share with you. First, Thursday, April 17th is a furlough day. City offices are closed, as well as Friday, April 18th, which is a holiday. So please plan accordingly. Finally, I would like to share with everyone that there were a few people that really stepped up and helped me out doing taxes, income taxes. We worked with AARP and the IRS, and we went over to the senior center. And I want to acknowledge those people because they did a tremendous job every Thursday going over and sitting down with our seniors and residents and doing their taxes. And what we did is a customer would come in and they would do a quality intake. And then you would prepare the taxes, and then we would do a review, and then they were e-filed. And we did 161 tax returns for our residents. And last year, we had 6 preparers. This year, we had 4. So we were really concerned about getting all those tax returns done, but we did it, and we did a great job. And It was a lot of fun working with the seniors, and I want to thank those people that helped made it possible. That was Joe Azog, Tracy Leininger, Shirley Coates, and then I want to thank Rose Swadan, the director, and all those that helped in any way at the senior center with scheduling, making calls, and providing food. It's greatly appreciated. Also, I wanted to say hello to the seniors and thank you for being so patient with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is a portion of our meeting where those in the audience have an opportunity to address council with your comments. If you would like to address council, please raise your hand. After you've been acknowledged by our chair, approach the podium, and we ask that you state your name. Mr. Chair and council, we do not have any written requests
Okay,
this
thank you,
evening.
Ms. Lemon. Is anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment? Yes, Ms. Lemon?
Jan Lemon, Porter Street. Leroy, I believe you were the one that started Clean Sweep. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Leroy, for how many years?
Was 98, since 1998.
More than he wants to say.
Yes.
He's done a fabulous job. The volunteers help, and I'm getting good help in the cemetery also. I have a request. Maybe this is, I look ahead. I walked the other day because it was so nice, and I walk every night around the grocery store. I think you need to move that flower pot that is there, because already it is full of cigarette butts. And last year, when the flowers were in it, they just crushed their cigarettes right in with the flowers. Maybe it could go down the middle of the road a little ways on the sidewalk, Maria, because it's awful. Okay, because it looks awful. It's disgusting. And as I walked by, the guy was putting his cigarette in there. So they're not ashamed of what they're doing. It's just, it looks awful. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Anyone else in the audience? If not, okay, we will close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
I think it was unfinished business, if I can.
Okay.
If I can go to the mayor, back on March the 17th, it was brought to my attention there was a fire hydrant across from Kelsey Hayes at Huron River Drive in the North Line. It's covered up with a big orange bag that says out of service. It's my understanding it's been that way since the first of the year. I did talk with the fire chief. He said that he turned this over to the deputy fire chief, who turned it over to DPW, but as of this morning, it's still covered up. It's got a bag on it, and the residents that live along their homes are concerned about it.
We'll follow up. Find
Okay,
out.
I'm sure. And then I seen you on television, so there's a pothole on Barth, just west of Huron River Drive. You look good on TV that night. You look excellent.
People are telling me, everywhere I go now, I'm getting told about potholes, which
Well,
is a good
that's-
thing. We're gonna get them filled.
Okay, and then the other thing is the business people that are right on the curve going towards downtown, they were told there was gonna be a meeting. Has there been a meeting and this certain business person just didn't attend, or is there gonna be a meeting? I
Is
know
this
they're
for the
supposed to-
road project?
Right, that starts May
They've had
1st.
meetings, you know, I can, if you can give me the information, I'll make sure they know of the
Somebody,
information,
could
but
somebody
maybe they missed
contact
it.
Jake at
Sure.
Jake's Truck and Auto?
Absolutely.
Because he's right there where it's gonna start.
We're trying to do a good job being proactive with communication throughout the
Excellent
construction
job.
season.
And finally, May the 16th, the Romulus Animal Shelter Bowl-a-thon. We still have a few spaces left. I'm looking for supporters that want to donate gifts, because everybody that bowls gets a gift. And again, all the money that's raised that night will go to the shelter. If you don't like me in the animal shelter, give to the cemetery fund, the library fund, the Progressive Hall, Helping Hands,
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club, EPA, or up on Beverly Road, the Coleman Center, but give. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Okay, if there's no more unfinished business, Number 9, new business.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
Yes, I'd like to ask the council for a resolution of recognition. Really, I want to ask for 2 of them. The first one is a resolution of recognition for the Romulus Junior High School FCCLA chapter. They recently attended the state conference, and they came home with 21 gold medals. And these gold medals are based on their community service and some of the things that they did at the junior high. They had canned food drives, clothing drive. They are responsible for the medicine drop box that is currently at the Romulus Police Department. They also took upon themselves to reupholster all the chairs in the media center. Since there wasn't money in the school budget, they found a way to do that. And they also, their advisor, Mr. Mark Edwards, was given the award as Advisor of the Year through the entire state. So I'd like a resolution for that, if I may.
Support it.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, support by Mr. Wadsworth for resolution for recognizing Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo. Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
And then I'd also like a resolution of recognition for the high school FCCLA. By the way, FCCLA stands for Family, Career, Community, and Leaders of America. And they recently attended their state leadership conference. They came home with 10 gold medals, which means they were the 10 that received the gold medals will represent the state of Michigan at the national level. Only those 10. And they all came from Romulus High School. 3 silver medals. In addition to the following, the award the RHS students received was the Youth at its Best Award. This award is given to the school where the students demonstrated the most professional and courteous behavior. And it was awarded by the hotel staff and conference. So I thought that was a good reflection of our students here at Romulus. And I'd like ask for a resolution of recognition for that.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Choate for recognition resolution for the FCCA, Ms. Abdo?
FCCLA.
FCCLA. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Number 10, communication. Mr. Chair, I do have some communication. I would just like to congratulate the Romulus Pumpkin Festival Committee, DDA Committee, and the Wesleyan Church on a successful Easter egg hunt this weekend. There were a lot of happy faces, and things went well. There were a lot of families there, so we want to congratulate them on that project. And also, the Boy Scouts, I see that they're gone. They had pancake breakfast, and that appeared to be quite successful. There were a lot of people there. And also the St. John's Lodge on their annual prayer breakfast. So it was a busy weekend. But to all those organizations that had these events, and also the Mayor's Ball Friday night to raise monies for our Boys and Girls Club, which was a huge success. And I think, Mayor, next year you're going to have to get a bigger place. And this was also worked collaboratively with, I believe it was the city of Belleville. And so I don't know if the mayor wants to comment on that, but.
Well, I can tell you, I was very happy. I put the plug in jokingly for Boys and Girls Club. We tried something different this year. This is the first annual. Mayor Conley from Belleville and myself got together, basically because we have a Romulus Club in Wick School, and we have a Belleville Club at the Donahue Center. It's also in an elementary. The advisory boards are tasked with helping raise funds to help offset costs of staffing. So we were trying to come up with something that was low risk and all win and an upside for the kids. So I don't know what the total is. We raised thousands of dollars. We had a nice time, and all that money stays with the Romulus and Belleville Club. So went well. We'll take a look at it, see what worked well, what we can do better, and try to do some other things, which, by the way, they have a golf outing coming up on May 16th. You'll hear more about that, but we're helping kids out, so it was fun. Thanks for all those who made it a success.
Thank you, Mayor. A lot of great things going on in Romulus, in the city of Romulus. Is there any more communication? Number 11 for approval is warrant 14-07.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I'd like to read the warrant and make a resolution that we approve warrant 14-7 as follows. General operating fund, $86,657.61. Major street fund, $39,330.07. Local street fund, $32,161.75. Cable would be $501.84. Merriman Road Special Assessment is a minus $413.02. Street lighting, $44,342.24. Sanitation fund, $83,580.39. Community Development Block Grant, $26.52. 9/11, or 911, $2,520.25. Narcotics Enforcement Fund is $1,561.59. Water and Sewer, $662,957.96. Motor Vehicle Fund is $21,520.23. Technology Services, $6,411.31. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $1,635.04. Property and Liability Self-Insurance is $10,000. Payroll Fund, $1,124.90, for a grand total of $993,918.68.
Any support for that?
Support.
The motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to pay warrant number 14-074, $993,918.68. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, warrant number 14-07 will be paid.
Number 12, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.